You woke up and first priority was celebrating 420?
No, we started partying last night.
When
so
the
I
clock
woke up
struck
from
midnight?
last night, right when it hit midnight. Yeah.
Here's the thing about you guys. You always lay it out on the line in terms of your music, who your influences are. You actually wrote an entire song about it. Can you feel it? But for those that maybe don't listen close enough to the lyrics, one thing I always like to ask bands when I first get a chance to meet them is, I find for most musicians, there was a point in time, or an artist, or a record, or perhaps a song or a musician where you heard it, hair stood up on the back of your arms, and you went, oh, wait, I have to do music. And I always think it's an interesting one. I asked Jerry Cantrell from Alice in Chains once, and he was like, oh, it's Elton John, without a doubt. And I was like, really? I would have not imagined that. So I always like to kind of, and the guys in Coheed and Cambria were like, Bon Jovi, of course. So who are what was, if you had to pick one song or one record or one something that made you go, this is it, I must do music for the rest of my life, what would that be?
I wouldn't say mine was an album, because I didn't start playing music until I met Dustin. So I never thought that I was going to be in a band. Like, it still feels weird.
Right.
But the first time that we played a show, I remember, like, we got off stage and I was just like, dude, we got to keep doing this.
Right.
And it was the first show. It was like right in high school. It was in Orange County. And then the probably the biggest album that has influenced me, though, was probably the Beastie Boys' License to Ill. It was a tape, actually. I got it on tape.
Really?
And after that, I was like, oh, okay.
Well,
this is what I'm listening to.
I don't know. Not that my opinion matters, but if you had to ask me, the greatest single band of all time in the history of music ever would absolutely be the Beastie Boys. So
yeah, I'm a fan.
I'm right with you on that one. How about you?
Beastie Boys were definitely a huge influence. But Sublime was a big influence too. Those two bands showed us that you can blend other styles of music together to make whatever kind of music you want. So those two bands definitely had a big influence on us.
Right, gotcha. And with that very first show, like, that was obviously a life-changing one. I'm gonna change direction a little bit because that's awesome. Do you remember a whole lot about it? Like, do you remember how many people were there? Was it like your mom, your dad, your friends? Like, what? Because that was a moment where you got off stage and you said to yourself, "Oh my God, this is it. I must do this."
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of our. Yeah, it was in high school, so we had a lot of our friends there, and probably a couple hundred people. It was at a smaller venue, but it's just really, it was really fun. And then it's funny because we had all these people there, and then you realize that once you get into it, you're not going to be playing shows, like amazing shows, all the time, right? When you start. So then we went on tour for like a good 7 years and played to nobody, and now we're playing here at Buzzfest, and I feel like we're Buzzfest locals. Like, we're every year, and every year this is one of like our favorite shows to play.
Oh, absolutely. There's something about the city of Houston that loves the Dirty Heads. Can I get an amen, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah.
And the moment it struck me was, like, I actually weaseled out of work one night. I work nights, and it takes an awful lot to get me out of the couch or to get me to take a night off. And you guys played at the Scout Bar in Clear Lake, and I went out there. Like, I snuck out of the studio. I went and saw you guys play. And the thing that struck me, besides the fact that, see, here's an interesting thing about a Dirty Heads show. Some bands do backflips and light themselves on fire, and that's how they entertain. You guys kind of just stand there and sing and play, and for some X Factor type of undescribable reason, it's amazing. It's absolutely incredible.
Oh, thanks. Well, we definitely don't like to force anything. We want everything to be organic, and if the people are enjoying it, they're enjoying it. We don't need to, necessarily crowd surf and stand on people's heads,
But
the like hanging out and having fun.
The thing that struck me so much about that show was, like, some guy got up on stage and you're like, hey, if you know this song, you can sing it, but you can't just, like, weasel around knowing the lyrics. You have to know it. And some kid got up on stage and knew 100% of the words. It wasn't a song that we play on the radio. It wasn't one of your big hits. And you guys it was sort of like, it was like one of your hip hop type songs. So there's a lot of words in that to know, and there's a lot of places to go wrong. And this guy knew it cold, and I was like, this is a relationship this band has with their audience. There's something very, very special about it.
Yeah, and you got lucky if he did it 100%, because sometimes it's not nice. Like, it's terrible. It's just drunk dudes trying to get on stage, or girls that don't know it. But it's really funny because that's fun, because somebody come up and blow it, and then the next person comes up and nails it. We do it. It's a thing we've been doing at our live show for a while. It's really fun.
Right, and the other thing that said that to me is, like, I don't know, I've been in radio about 7 years now, and you see bands come and go, and these bands go platinum, and they're here today, gone later today. whereas you guys have kind of done it the opposite way. You guys have been just grinding away, doing what you're doing since, what was it, 1995 that you started?
No, we met in 95. We were like
Okay.
14 then.
Okay.
I mean, we started really playing shows and stuff probably 2000, 2001, 2002, something like that.
But you've been like working at it for an awful long time. You get
Yes.
kudos for keeping the band together. But one thing I've noticed is the thing that defines a band and the thing that gives them something special and sustainable is their relationship with their fans. Like the bands that disappear real quick are the ones that kind of don't reach out to their fans and you guys seem to have, and I don't know, are you aware of that? Because you seem to have a very special and direct relationship with the people that come to your shows.
Yeah, of course we're aware of it. I mean, that's why we're here. You know, that's
Right.
the most important thing you can have as a band is a great fan base, and then you get longevity out of that. And we've always tried that. We've always tried to, you know, have a close relationship with our fans and, you know, just do it grassroots rather than kind of blow up without anybody knowing you and hoping people like you. But then you're not vested in that in any way.
But I mean, you say, yeah, of course, like all bands do it. All bands don't. Maybe you're just nice guys. Like that might be a big part of it.
We
like,
definitely try and be nice guys. You know, we check each other if anybody kind of gets an ego. That's one thing that we won't put up
Oh,
with
really?
in
How
this
do you do
band.
that?
Nothing. We're guys. Just, I don't know, punch them in the dick. Oh, nuts. Sorry, did I say that? I don't know. You know, we're dudes. We all grew up together. We're all homies. You know, just
Right.
don't be an asshole.
It's pretty simple.
You got those back there? Excellent. Good.
2 bombs in like
Glad-
1 minute.
Glad
Sorry.
to hear.
It's
No, that-
420. I forgot.
Yeah, and we're totally okay. Well, out of all the bands that are playing here today, I think your live show is probably the one I'm most excited to see, probably because of that indescribable thing that makes you guys such a special band, and I think the thing that makes it so you're going to be around for an awfully long time. I wish I had hours and hours to yak with you, but I have to ask one thing. These guys, in case you didn't know, went and did a live session at Daryl Hall from Hall & Oates' house in upstate New York, and killed it, absolutely killed it. Like your version of Rich Girl that you did with him, I've probably listened to about 500 times. That being said, I mean, and you guys are great musicians. Daryl Hall works with the cream of the freaking crop, the greatest musicians on the face of the planet. Was it intimidating going
what
into
were we
playing those
doing
guys?
No, it was very
Holding your
intimidating.
own, and I was
Yeah.
like very impressed. But like, was it intimidating?
It was very intimidating, and you know, it wasn't what we expected. Like we were on our way there, and we thought, okay, we're gonna get there, we're gonna hang out for a while, probably practice the songs a few times, go over some stuff, and then we'll get the cameras out and start filming. And we literally pulled up, shook hands, and he said, okay, cool, here's your guitar, go. Camera's rolling. Just
Really?
boom,
Yeah,
like
those
that.
guys were so good. They're like, yeah, we learned it like 2 minutes ago. We know what's up. Like they're that good, you know.
Well, I mean, and the other thing I noticed was like you were kind of showing him something on your laptop. You're like, oh, we kind of worked out this very. Did you guys like work that out on the plane on the way out?
Daddy
there?
worked it out on the laptop on the plane.
That's that's unbelievable because it sounds so, like if you haven't seen it yet, I wildly it's up on my blog at thebuzz.com, or if you
man.
go to the Live at Daryl's House website, you can see it there. But the performance is amazing. I'm trying to weasel my way in to play it on the radio because it's absolutely incredible. So thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, no,
thank
it's
you
our
for
pleasure.
answering my fanboy questions about Daryl Hall. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, big warm Houston, Texas round of applause. Make some noise for the Dirty Heads.
Thank you guys.
Thanks.